Hello everyone, this is Satish Kumar. I am here with my continuation lesson on emotional intelligence. So far we learnt about emotions. So this is my first lesson on emotional intelligence actually. So in this lesson we will learn about the emotional intelligence. Okay. See, first we need to know the history about this topic. Uh, See, emotional intelligence is considered a very recent topic. That is just some 30 years old. Okay, but there have been uh, some usage of this intelligence by some academicians and some psychologists over the years. In fact, the early psychologists like uh, some psychologists like Edward Thorndike, no, when they were discussing about intelligence, no, they actually mentioned some sort of skills, intelligence, that is not the cognitive intelligence but the social skills as part of intelligence. Although they didn't categorize it as emotional intelligence, what they mean is what we are going to discuss in emotional intelligence. So there have been attempts to categorize these skills, the social skills, as part of intelligence. So for a long time it has been happening. Okay, in fact, if you have to be very clear, Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, no, has talked about the difference of between emotion and reason, and he emphasized that uh, emotion has to be you controlled by reasoning, that is intelligence. Okay, so if you have to really talk about emotional intelligence, it will start with Aristotle. In fact, Aristotle is the person who gave this famous quote. Okay, that is, anyone can become angry. Okay, angry is an emotion. Okay, anyone can become angry, that is easy, but to be angry with the right person and right degree and at the right time for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not easy. And that is what Aristotle says, that we all could experience some sort of emotion, right? But that emotion should be intelligent. That is what he's meaning by this quote. Okay, in fact, in his book the Nicomachean Ethics, Aristotle, when he was talking about virtue, character, and good life, no, he is quoting this as a challenge, that the biggest challenge is to manage our emotional life with intelligence. That is what he say, the same word. So that is what Aristotle say. He says that the challenge is to manage our emotional life with the intelligence. What Aristotle means is, see, we all have some passions like emotions coming, no. When it is well exercised, it will lead us to wisdom, but and it will guide us to thinking, to create good values and help us to survive. But when our emotions go uncontrolled, okay, and this will happen so often, in fact all of our problems is because of our emotional going out of our control of our intelligence. Okay, so Aristotle says that the problem is not with emotions. Emotion is not the problem. The problem is the appropriateness of emotion. When to show what emotion, how much, okay, and its expression, and how to bring intelligence to our emotion. These are all the words of Aristotle. So Aristotle is the first man to talk about control of emotion, or yes, he was talking about control of emotion by intelligence. Okay, so he says that the passion, the emotions, actually overcome reason time and time again. Okay, and there are reasons quoted by some people why it is. We will go deep into that later. So Aristotle, then we have seen in the 100 years back when the psychologists who are defining intelligence, they came up with some idea about social intelligence, which are discussing intelligence and personality. They came up with skills like social skills, which are part of intelligence. Okay, and another person who is very influential was Howard Gardner. Okay, who wrote a book called Frames of Mind. This was some 30, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years back. Okay, and he quoted different types of intelligence, not only cognitive intelligence, but there are different types of intelligence, and he specifically mentions the intelligence like intrapersonal and interpersonal intelligence. When he talked about these intelligence, he was talking about qualities like self-awareness, qualities like empathy, social skills, and all these things. Okay, Howard Gardner was one of the person who talked extensively about it. Okay, then a person called Salvey and Mayer, two people, they was the first people who are credited with the term emotional intelligence. They were the first people who used the term emotional intelligence, but they themselves has acknowledged that this word was already in use. So the emotional intelligence was that even before them. But actually, despite all these things, Aristotle didn't talk exclusively about emotional intelligence. When he was talking about virtue and character and good life, he was talking about emotions. Okay, and the early psychologists, when they are talking about intelligence, they talked about some type of intelligence which are similar to emotional intelligence. And Howard Gardner talked about a lot of things which are similar to emotional intelligence. So Salvey and Mayer was the first people who used the word emotional intelligence, but even then the term did not get currency or fame or famous among academicians and people. Only in 1995, when a person named Daniel Goleman, who wrote a book, okay, emotional intelligence, okay, he was the first person who wrote exclusively on this topic, okay, in this book. And he was the first person who claimed that our IQ may contribute to success initially and to 20% for us in our success rate. 20% may be the contribution of our intelligence quotient, and he says that 80% comes from other factors, and these other factors he termed it as emotional quotient or emotional intelligence, like getting along with people, managing emotions, self-awareness, self-control, empathy, social skills, and all these things. Okay, so he wrote this book, and this book got very famous, and I know you are all aware of it. In fact, that is why in recent years among academic circles and management institutes, this topic is very widely used to such level that the poets, தமிழ் போய்ட்லாம் யூஸ் பண்ணுவாங்கள்ல, மானே தேனேன்னு, அந்த மாதிரி இன்றைக்கி எமோஷ்னல் இன்டெலிஜென்ஸுங்கிறது எல்லாருமே யூஸ் பண்ணுற ஒரு வேர்ட் ஆயிடுச்சு. பட் ஹவு மச் people understand and how much people are using it systematically as given by these academicians, that is a different story. But this is there. In fact, the book is there. In fact, Daniel Goleman has written a second book called Working with Emotional Intelligence, and both these books will be very useful for a good understanding of emotional intelligence. Okay, so this is about emotional intelligence. So now we will see a definition of history of emotional intelligence. Now we will see a definition of emotional intelligence. Okay, see, we need to understand our emotions when it is monitored by our intelligence, no, it will yield results. So emotional intelligence is ability, this definition is very important. Emotional intelligence is ability to monitor one's emotion. Okay, ability to monitor one's emotion and other people's emotion. Okay, and to discriminate between different emotions and label them appropriately, and to use it to guide our behavior and thinking. Okay, so this is the definition, that is first ability to monitor one's emotion, that is self awareness. See, we all could get angry, we all could get fear, we all will get fear, we all get angry. But when an emotion like angry comes, no, we act so impulsively and sometimes we commit mistakes. Okay, that is because the emotion overrides your intelligence. See, for example, if somebody is provoking you, right, there is this classic example. A person was going to rob a house. Okay, he is going to rob a house, and when he is robbing that house, no, there are two girls. He actually want to only rob. So what he did was he tied that people, both the girls, and he robbed all the things. When he was robbing, no, the girls was actually provoking him, saying that you may take this today, but we will get you. No matter what, we will get you and we will get your punishment. Like that. The girls are provoking him. So he got irritated, some of the thief. And with this angry, no, what he did was he was having a knife and he killed both the ladies. Okay. And later on he caught with the police. So it is a moment of mistake. It is a momentary impulsiveness given to that angry emotion. Okay, he did not use his intelligence. He did not know the consequences. Killing people will keep him in trouble. So our ability to monitor our emotion, when an emotion comes, no, we need to have full awareness about our emotion. Oh, we are getting angry, we should not act rashly. We should have that. Even though we may get angry, no, we should be very careful not to act so rashly, like that the guy did murder. Okay, you will lose your entire life. Okay, and the second is we also have ability to know about the other people's emotion. This is a very, very important skill. See, quite often we don't have enough social skills or interpersonal skills, is because we don't read people's expression or people's emotions, what they are feeling about us. Okay, for example, if a person is angry about us, if a person is having some grievance with us, if you don't read that signal and we behave normally, no, that will create some rift between us. We should know that he is angry, so we should act accordingly. We should know, try to soften him. Instead we act the same way like before, no, his angriness will increase and sooner or later we both will get apart. Okay, so we have to also know the other people's emotion. We have to know some people have this problem of lacking empathy. Okay, lacking empathy. Empathy is knowing what the other person is feeling. In fact, empathy, simply put, is putting in the shoes of others. That is, you think from his point of view. You so how he is feeling. For example, when we are mocking at a person, no, we may feel good and high, but he will get irritated. We may think that we are making fun and we are happy, but actually that guy, no, he will get so much of discomfort and irritating and angry, and he will start creating some revenge and vengeance in his stomach, in his uh, um, deep inside him, and this will also always be a problem for us in that guy's relationship. We don't even understand that implication, so we need to know other people's emotion. Okay, and we also have to know the difference, discriminate between different emotion, what type of emotion that is being felt. As I said earlier, no, when a person is angry on us, no, we need to know, when a person is shouting on us, no, we need to know whether he is angry or whether he is acting rude. So discrimination between different emotion, very very important. Okay, and to use these fact to guide our behavior and thinking. Okay, so it starts with ability to monitor our emotions, both ourselves and others. Okay, and then discriminating between the correct way, the emotion. That is where self-awareness comes, knowing what is the type of emotion, and finally using it to guide our behavior and thinking. So this is the basic definition of emotions, emotional intelligence. Okay, uh, see, intelligence and personality, there are two other concepts in psychology: intelligence and personality. Most people think emotional intelligence is part of personality. Not like that. Personality is different, emotional intelligence is different. Emotional intelligence is part of personality, but emotional intelligence is different from personality. Okay, because as per psychologists, both our intelligence and personality, no, are fixed. Our intelligence are fixed because of our heredity and our environment learning, and also our personality got fixated between some 10 years like that, right? And what we inherit from our parents. So nothing much could be done later in our life in both these cases, both our intelligence and both our personality. But emotional intelligence, no, here there is a possibility of uh, continuous change. In fact, emotional intelligence is not inherited. There are certain emotions that may be inherited, but emotional intelligence can be learned. Okay, emotional intelligence, emotions are inherited, but emotional intelligence can be learned, and it could be learned throughout our life. In fact, the old people are more emotionally intelligent than young people. So with age, emotional intelligence increases. Okay, so that is the good news about emotional intelligence. Both our intelligence and personality may know, they may get fixed, but our emotional intelligence, we could keep on improving and learning. So there is a chance, by learning and improving our emotional intelligence, we may get ahead and successful in our life, despite having shortcoming in our intelligence and personality. Okay, a very good news, very very good news for any person who wants to improve. Okay, so finally we will see uh, what emotional intelligence is and what emotional intelligence is not, because there is a myth among lot of people that what is emotional intelligence. Okay, lot of people think that ignoring our emotion and suppressing our emotion is emotional intelligence. Okay, for example, when I get angry, not getting angry is not emotional intelligence. Okay, so, or suppressing your anger. See, when somebody provokes me, I get angry. Of course, how I respond is a different matter. That is emotional intelligence. But ignoring that emotion and suppressing that emotion, no, that is not emotional intelligence. How I react, of course, I have to react, but how I react, that is emotional intelligence. Okay, ignoring and suppressing is not emotional intelligence. This is the first thing. Okay, and the second thing is allowing emotions to dominate our thinking. We are seeing in this lesson that emotions are very useful. Okay, and emotions could serve a very important purpose, and all these things we are learning That is what we are learning in emotional intelligence. But we also have to aware we should not allow our emotion to dominate our thinking. Emotions should be monitored. Emotions provide data to our thinking, and thinking should monitor and control the emotions so that a good decision is made. But emotion should not dominate the thinking process and decision making. So that is second important. Emotions, although we are giving importance to our emotion, it is intelligence also matters. Intelligence should use the emotion to control and come up with right ways. Okay, so uncontrolled expression of emotion is not good. Okay, that is. The third is also important, very important. People think that emotional intelligence is avoidance of conflict. Okay, so I'm being very emotionally intelligent by being safe and avoiding. No, you have to confront. When a situation arises, you have to confront. How you confront is matters. That is what emotional intelligence. You should not confront in a way that you inflict trouble for you and the other person. You should conflict in a way that it is a win-win situation for all, for at least you confront yourself that you don't lose. But avoidance of conflict and withdrawing, no, these are not emotional intelligence. Okay, so very, very important, these three facts. What is emotion intelligence and what is not emotional intelligence? Emotional intelligence is being aware of our emotion, self-awareness. Okay, what emotion is coming, we should aware, we should be aware. Lot of time when emotions comes, no, we will not be entirely aware of ourselves or our actions. Our actions happen with the impulsively. That is not emotional intelligence. We should be aware, and we should have that intelligence to control some time. Okay, to that emotions, not act that raw emotion. Okay, then that is the second thing. We have to manage our emotion, being able to manage our emotion. That is emotional intelligence. The third is being socially aware. Emotional intelligence is we are socially aware, and ability to manage interpersonal relationship, getting along with people, social skills, empathy, and using emotions to make and forge relationships. Okay, finally, emotional intelligence is scientific study. In fact, Daniel Goleman has done a very good scientific study along with Howard Gardner and other people, and this has become a scientific study, and this is gaining currency. Okay, in fact, when I learned this book, no, I find it very useful. Okay, although I never managed my emotion properly, that is a different story, but I have knowledge about this emotional intelligence, and I am trying to bring this into practice. Okay, it is a process. Okay, and I could say that I am a better emotional intelligent person than 2 years back, 3 years back. Okay, so I will be better from 2 years from now. In fact, I may become a very good emotionally intelligent person. I may acquire emotional competencies later. Okay, so that is what this emotional intelligence topic is going to do for us. Okay, so with this I end my lesson. In my next lesson we will learn about the components of emotional intelligence, and then we will go to the emotional competencies. Okay, thank you, bye.